Welcome back to Money Honeys. I'm Freddie.
I'm Devin.
And I'm Chantel. And if you're new here, you are in for a treat because today we are taking it back to our roots.
Yep. Today we're chatting about YouTube and we're analyzing the net worth of one of the platform's biggest stars, MrBeast.
Better known as Jimmy Donaldson for some of y'all. So let's get into it.
I was just going to say I didn't know his name until now.
Yeah. His name is Jimmy Donaldson. Let's dig into that. Let's start there. Tell me what you know about him, y'all, and his empire.
I don't know a damn thing about MrBeast. Like, who is this guy?
I am crying. I'm crying.
Shanti, do you know him? Do we know MrBeast?
Okay, so I've never watched a single one of his videos, but like his videos just always like show up on YouTube trending where he's like, I gave everyone a Tesla. You know, he's just always like, I doing these insane stunts. And I'm like, can this be real? Like, how can he do this shit?
Freddie, that was so fucking funny. I'll never live.
I think that's our clip out. I think that's our just 5 seconds.
I think I'm going to watch that clip out every night for the next 365 days in order to fall asleep.
He's the platform's biggest star. He's YouTube's biggest star. Like,
he is YouTube's biggest star. Yeah. And for context, he just surpassed the biggest YouTube channel, which was a Indian music YouTube channel. And he has 300, as of today, he has 309 million subs. And for context, United States of America has 343 million people living in it. I almost said 340 million subs. America has... Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yes, he is massive. So when we were really in our YouTube bag making a billion videos a week, because that's what Daddy BuzzFeed wanted of us, the biggest YouTubers of that time, 2015 to like 2017 era, was Shane Dawson. It was Liza Koshy. It was David Dobrik.
Jeffree Star,
Jackie Aina, and they're still big too. But MrBeast, in a span of 7 years, maybe 6, surpassed all of them. He really came onto the scene back in 2018 when he decided to plant 20 million trees. And that's kind of what kickstarted what one journalist called it as aggressive philanthropy. Because that's kind of his format. And his format really started with, let me find a homeless person. Let me give him $100,000. It wasn't $100,000. He literally found a homeless person and gave him 10 grand, which is still a lot of money. But that kind of really kicked off that format for him.
Everything he does is just extreme in terms of like helping humanity. But I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion that something's off about this. This is crazy.
Old woman Fred she's got a feeling in her bones tonight.
Honestly, like, aggressive philanthropy is a piece of his formats. I would say that whatever he does big. And in fact, the first video that ever went super viral for him was when he counted to 100,000. I'm not kidding. He sat down in front of a camera for 40 hours and counted to 100,000, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This man took his tism in his brain and put it on the YouTube algorithm and took it and devoted his entire time and his entire consciousness into figuring out how to game the system. And boy, howdy did he. MrBeast he has several channels, but his main channel, like I talked to you about, has 309 million subs. Social Blade estimates that on his main channel alone, MrBeast has generated up to 90 million in yearly earnings.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, because his shit gets so many views. Like So many.
And have you seen one of his videos before? I know, Fred, you don't know a damn thing about him, which we love.
I don't know a damn thing.
It's canon.
We
love.
I've never watched one of his videos. No, I haven't.
So I have. And the videos are edited so well. They are produced to the gods, but they're edited in a way that you don't even need to think. It's like one of those, it's like basically sentences happen over the span of like 3 cuts and scenes. So you'll have like a plot point, aka like a sentence, an intro for an episode, and within that sentence you'll see MrBeast doing 8 different things. You don't even think. The editing is so tight that the video just kind of pulls you in and takes you on a ride, which I just want to note is interesting since MrBeast's biggest demographic is children.
Like what age? Like 13 to 18 or like how young?
It's difficult to say because YouTube Kids plays a factor in it, and a lot of kids in America especially use their parents' accounts to sign in and watch content.
Yeah.
But MrBeast has gone on the record and admitted to the fact that a lot of his audience, they are children, and you'll be able to understand like his demographic a little bit more once we get to talk about his merch. MrBeast runs countless other channels such as MrBeast Gaming and even a Spanish version of his channel, which has 25 million subs.
Whoa.
He also he has MrBeast Gaming. He has MrBeast Philanthropy. He has an entire YouTube empire. So if he
Does he speak Spanish or
no, we'll get into that in a second because that's a part of his merch. But yeah, he has kind of cornered the market on how to become the best YouTuber in the world, and that includes becoming global. Fred, this is MrBeast. I pulled him up just because I know you said you didn't know what he looks like. This is Jimmy Donaldson. How old do you think this man is?
I'd say mid-30s.
Yeah, I would say around 35.
This man is 25 years old.
Shut up. Why does he look like that then?
25.
Oh my God. This is taking us into that debate of like, why are millennials and Gen Z aging so differently?
Right.
Because I'm like, I look younger than that man.
You do.
You do.
You do. You look better.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah.
I would say MrBeast or Jimmy looks like this because he falls under an epidemic and demographic that is Southern white boy. You know, this man grew up, he is from North Carolina, and I don't want to generalize, but if a man, you know, grows up in the South and then goes to an SEC school, he immediately goes from like looking like a 16-year-old to looking like a 35-year-old in a span of like 6 months. I don't know what it is. It's just what they're feeding him down there. And you know I'm right.
Okay.
No, but like, am I wrong? Yeah, no. Okay, so.
No.
MrBeast, as YouTubers, we know that a lot of our income when we were in our bag on YouTube doesn't come from views and AdSense alone, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Comes from
brand deals.
Brand deals. Thank you so much. Thank you. So,
Professor Devin.
Thank you so much. On average, on any kind of video on MrBeast's main channel, you are averaging at about 75 million views. 75 million eyeballs will eventually see this content. So if you're advertising on MrBeast's channel, you're going to pay at least $2 to $3.5 million for an ad spot.
Whoa. I never thought about it that way.
Per video.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because you're like, and it's such a targeted demo, so they know exactly who they're reaching. I mean, they're basically doing like Super Bowl ads.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like when I said this man has an empire, this man has an empire. Several outlets previously reported that Donaldson can earn up to $40,000 a day just from his YouTube content alone, which adds up to about $15 million a year from YouTube payouts. This is just AdSense we're talking. Now, we're not even talking about brand deals now.
Oh my God. What?
I mean, how did he get this many subs though?
Yeah, like what is his personality? Like, is he nice? Like what? Like what? You know, like what's his hook? You know, like is he funny? Like is he cute? You know, like literally, like what is it? You know, because most of the time you can be like, oh yeah, like I get, you know, like that person's super funny or like that person's super kind. You know, all of it. I'm like, what? I just don't know. I'm a genuine question. Like, what is it? Like, is he really likable to watch?
Do you want my media trained answer or do you want my Devin answer?
I want both. Let's start with the media trained.
Yeah.
Okay. The media trained answer is that he has created a brand for himself that is super recognizable and is a format. He has a very recognizable format, which like was what we talked about, which is numbers plus aggressive philanthropy. So in every video, you're going to see 1 million, 24 hours, 10,000. You're going to see numbers that denote some kind of large, high stakes. And you're going to see like buying a private island for somebody. You're going to see giving 10,000 Teslas to a poor town in North Carolina. That's not a video that he actually made, but it's something like it. It could be. It literally could be. So that's my media trained answer. It's because he created a very recognizable brand, and the editing and the production value is high enough and snappy enough that it attracts the eyeballs of children. My Devin answer is as friends of the pod, and as you two, this man is white bread. Like, he has no personality. He is literally Bella from Twilight, you know, where you can just project. He's Bella Swan. You can just project anything you want on him. I believe that this man has the ability to see numbers and to come up with strategy and dollar signs very well. When it comes to personality, I don't really sense a lot of personality. Like, David Dobrik had personality. You know, he was like the cute, funny guy you might meet at a college party, right? Liza Koshy, personality for spades. Even like Jeffree Star, like had a POV and personality. Jimmy has something that can be projected onto, which again is great for children.
Yeah.
So interesting.
I'm taking it all in, you know. I'm really, these numbers seem really unprecedented, especially given like the landscape of YouTube in 2024, the landscape of influencers and social media in 2024. It's very different than what it was in 2017, 2018. And there were some really, really huge YouTube stars at the time. I don't think that they were doing these kind of numbers.
No, not at all.
A MrBeast fan could come back and with some validity could come back and be like, but Devin, his videos cost a lot of money. Not all of this money is going back into his pocket, right? This man bought a private island. This man bought a grocery store. He's giving out PS5s as if it was just like oxygen. Like, he is throwing them out to the people. God bless. If that argument were to come my way, I would say that he has perfected the system of partnering with certain brands to sponsor the $100,000 that he's giving away. He recently, in a video that has been super viral in the past year, he gave 1,000 people back their sight.
Whoa.
Well, he gave 1,000 people cataract surgery. Now, of course, he didn't title that video that, like, he gave 1,000 people cataract surgery, because that's not as sexy. But in the video, it's like, I gave 1,000 people their sight. Cataract surgery costs around $2,000, $3,500 a pop out of pocket per surgery. So to do that 1,000 times over, yes, is a pretty penny. However, if you have a good partner with, say, Walmart, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, whatever, Pepsi, fill in the blanks. That's a good PR move for that company to provide that kind of service and or funds. And it's a write-off for them because that's considered charity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
God, I mean, like that's the thing that's so annoying. Like, this guy's really smart. Like, he's really freaking smart.
But okay, so this is my question.
Mm-hmm.
Before he had these types of numbers, before he had all this money, you have to start from somewhere, right? When you start on YouTube, you don't have subscribers yet, you don't have an audience yet, you don't have a brand really yet. Like, did he have starter money to just be doing this until it caught wind? Like, how did he get to this level? Was it just accounting? Was it like, oh, we're gonna do something with numbers that doesn't cost me anything? I'm gonna sit here online and count to 100,000.
That's a great question. And to be honest, with all my research, he does have humble beginning. He grew up in Greenville, North Carolina. His parents are upper working, middle class, kind of same as us. He was actually in college when he got his start on YouTube. And one thing I do love about his story is he tried and failed a couple times. When he first got into YouTubing, he was a gamer. Like, he tried to stream and do Minecraft, but then quickly figured out that that was kind of oversaturated, that he would be competing with one of the other biggest YouTubers, which was PewDiePie at the time. And he really attached himself to numbers. And as people, we grew up in the BuzzFeed ecosystem. We knew numbers in a title or in a thumbnail adds instant stakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to spend a night, it's not, I'm spending a night in Disneyland. It's, I'm spending 24 hours in Disneyland. You know what I mean? Numbers just do better. And what he figured out was the bigger the numbers, the bigger the views. Not only does this man have incredible success on YouTube, just through AdSense and brand deals, but he also has, you can subscribe, like be part of his membership. So you can, you know how YouTube offers now membership opportunities, and it's kind of like a Patreon in that potentially creators can give you behind the scenes access or give you content early, whatever it is. We here at Money Honeys don't offer that yet, because again, we're in our broke season and we're catering to the broke individuals out there.
We're very mindful. We're very demure. We're very respectful, very considerate. Yeah.
We're not doing too
much.
Very
mindful.
We're not doing too much. We're doing just enough. Yeah.
Right. On the flip side, MrBeast has a $5 membership where you can join his channel. And my favorite thing about this is, because I did research into this today, he tells people up front, you get nothing.
Let's do this.
Wait.
I'm in. Let's do this. What the hell? Like, what?
But it says here, get access to membership perks.
Okay, it says you get loyalty badges next to your name and comments on a live chat. Notice how those loyalty badges are just money icons. And then underneath that, it says, you get nothing. I just need money to fund my expensive videos.
Okay.
So this is another thing. This is another thing that I can't tell if it's smart or if it's evil. So he always talks about how expensive his videos are and how, like, it's a lot of money for him to do what he does. Which, again, if you remember, his audience are little kids, right?
Right.
So
circling back to that.
Right. So I can't tell if it's evil or if it's smart. But because these little kids come and walk away with this feeling of investment, right? Like, I am taking part in this community. I am helping him with these incredible videos, with this incredible philanthropy. This is a good investment in a little kid mind.
Yeah, almost feels, just like you're helping, kind of like a donation almost.
And also, another way he's making his money is, since Elon Musk started taking over Twitter, he created kind of like a video vertical on Twitter. And MrBeast has started to repost his old videos on Twitter. And he jokingly said back early in 2024 that he was going to leave YouTube because he's making so much money just reposting his old videos on Twitter. And in fact, in the first couple weeks, he made $1 million just by reposting old content.
Okay. What do we mean? Like, I didn't even know you could make money from Twitter in that way without like brand deals and stuff. What the hell is going on here? I'm mad.
I'm upset.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Is this a new thing? Did Elon implement? I haven't been on X ever since Elon took over and started calling it X, so I don't even go over there. But is this something new that he's like implemented? Like, what is happening? I didn't know you could make money from Twitter like YouTube.
Yeah, basically because Twitter advertisers started leaving X. And Elon Musk has a very aggressive relationship with brands and advertisers over on X. So he basically he plussed up their video vertical. And now you can post videos. Now, again, I haven't done a lot of research because I too have left X and I don't look at it because I don't like to support Elon Musk. But my sense is it's kind of like AdSense. Like you post so many minutes of a video, you get so much watch time and you get AdSense. And that was another way that he could entice advertisers back onto the platform. Because again, they're not advertising on X, they're advertising against a MrBeast video.
Wow. I hate how smart this man is.
I don't know if I like it.
No, because I feel like it's, I mean, just with the aggressive philanthropy, it just feels exploitative. And so he's just like making so much money off of making people think that he's doing good for people. But it's like, if you actually cared about doing good for people, you would be reinvesting that money into your community in meaningful ways and helping people in meaningful ways versus just doing whatever the hell he's doing
for views. Because also too, like his watchers and his audience, I mean, obviously I'm sure depending on the philanthropy or depending on the stunt that he's doing, like there's different amounts of money that these videos are costing, but like people who are watching and subscribing and who are a part of these, what is it? Just joining his channel, like people who are just joining his channel for $5 a month. Like, I mean, his audience is now helping fund a huge chunk of this philanthropy. So like I don't know if I feel like it's like coming from him really. I don't know if I feel like it's genuine. I don't know if I feel like any of this is really from the heart. And it's really weird.
Yeah. And it's like people are allowed to make money. People are allowed to make large amounts of money. It's not that, it's like, that's not what we're fighting against. We're just fighting against, or we're uncomfortable and like kind of rubbing up against this idea that it's philanthropy and that it's helping people when he actually is not necessarily doing that with the money that he made, but he's making it seem that way.
And it's money from probably a majority children. Like very odd. Very odd.
Earlier in 2024, MrBeast tweeted out to billionaires, and I put it up on the screen. Hey, billionaires, I'd love to take some of your unfathomable wealth and use it to complete whatever philanthropic project that matters to you for a video on our Beast Philanthropy channel. 100% of all that revenue of this channel goes back into charity. And so you can see some of the examples of we powered a mountain, changing the lives of 600 strangers, 100 kids smile for the first time. We built a town, 30 Lamborghinis versus 10,000 people. I don't understand how that's philanthropy, but again, I didn't watch the video. So I have some feelings about him outreaching towards billionaires, asking them to donate to charity, but not just charity or not to a specific cause. It was towards his philanthropy channel. It's feeding into this attention economy ecosystem that he has built for himself. So if a billionaire says, you know what, you're right, Jimmy, I am going to give you $500,000, let's just say, to do this video. That's not $500,000 that potentially goes back into a specific cause or community. I mean, it does in a weird way, but it has to go through this Jimmy Donaldson filter first in order to get to that community.
Yes, billionaires are the bad guys, but he's really like trying to use that language in terms of this tweet. I'd love to take some of your unfathomable wealth and use it to complete whatever philanthropic project that matters to you. But like, he's in that bucket, low key. He's headed towards that bucket in terms of billionaires and unfathomable wealth, making money off of people.
So when we come back, we're going to discuss MrBeast's side hustles and how much money that makes him. So welcome back, y'all. How are we feeling in our bodies and our soul and our minds about this MrBeast discussion?
Icky.
Yeah. Yeah, it just feels fishy. It just there's just something that's not smelling right to me. It just feels fishy. I can't quite put my finger on it, even though we've talked about it at length.
But there's something.
There's something here.
MrBeast, like any other good YouTuber, has figured out how to diversify his income with merch. But it's not just any kind of merch. If you were to ask me 3 or 4 days ago what merch MrBeast has, I would probably say 2 things. And I would only know about these 2 things because they're viral, or they have gone viral. MrBeast has Feastable chocolate bars, which is a line of chocolate bars that you can find literally anywhere. And during the pandemic in 2020 and 2021, he opened up a fast food kitchen run out of ghost kitchens. So it's not like you can go to a brick and mortar restaurant. It's only available on like Uber Eats, things like that. It's from a fast food kitchen or ghost kitchen, but you can order a MrBeast burger and meal. According to an article published in Forbes in February 2024, Feastable chocolate bars rakes in about $100 million in profit a year.
No, but he's like going to billionaires and being like, give us your unfathomable
Okay.
wealth.
That's what I'm saying.
Like $100 million is also unfathomable wealth.
It wasn't always peaches and cream for him, though. There was some
Okay, Miss Atlanta.
It wasn't always peaches and cream for him in his launch of his Feastables chocolate bar. Like, there was some snafus when it first launched. I think in the first couple months, it did lose some money for him. But he did sell 1 million chocolate bars in the first 72 hours. And I did a little research today because I was like curious about how much these bars cost. One chocolate bar is about $2.50. And then I was like, wait a minute, how much does a regular chocolate bar cost? So there's that. Also, it was pretty funny. I did like a store locator for like where I could find a Mr. Feastables bar, thinking that this was kind of like a novelty item that I would have to drive across the city to get it. Nope. There's literally one at the 7-Eleven on my corner. I'm like, whoa, they're everywhere.
Wow.
He also has a delivery burger restaurant, like I told you, called MrBeast Burgers. MrBeast Burgers hit $100 million in revenue in July 2022.
Are they good? Do people like them?
No. In fact, there's been a lot of backlash because if you run a business out of a ghost kitchen, there's no regulating how that business makes your food. So a lot of people, he received a lot of backlash very early on about the quality of the food that was delivered because it was bad. It was really bad.
Like, it tasted bad, it looked bad, all of it.
Like, it wasn't cooked through. Like, people were posting pictures of the burgers, like, and they were raw inside.
Oh my God. So he had his like little mini fire festival with his ghost kitchen burgers.
He has various other businesses that combined bring in at least $500 million. And that's what he told Time magazine, but he still claims that he's not rich. Now, the other ventures that he has 2 software companies, which I think is interesting. One of them is a dubbing software company called Global Creator, which essentially is like, say we wanted to take an old ladylike video and convert it into Mandarin, it would take our video and dub it with Mandarin, which again, smart move. And then he also has a YouTube analytics software that he sells. which I did a whole check against it. It's kind of like vidIQ, if you remember vidIQ from back in the day, where it kind of like analyzes your view count and whatnot, but it goes a step farther to do projections. So I ran my own channel, Devin But Better, against it, and it had all these outlandish projections. They were like, in a year, your channel will be doing this, this, and this. And I was like, haha, that's if I continue to make content on it. So
right.
The funniest thing about all of this is MrBeast claims that he's not rich. He doesn't feel rich. And in fact, he says that he's gone on the record many times with Forbes, with Times, with Business Insider, saying that he's not a rich man and that he doesn't even have the keys. He doesn't even have access to that money. His mom does.
What? On so many levels, that's upsetting to me because one, no, two, like what? As if like a business manager doesn't have access to, where it's like, it's not like his mom is running his business for. I mean, is she?
Yeah,
maybe I'm
she's
wrong.
His CCO. She's his CCO.
Oh. Also, it's like as if she wouldn't like pay him or something.
Like what he needs. Okay.
Okay.
I'm also like, is he using this mom narrative to just like relate to the children? Something's going on with this guy. And I don't like it.
One of the reasons why we're doing a MrBeast episode right now is because if you are paying attention, there are a lot of controversial stories that are coming out about MrBeast in the news. We're not going to get into them on this episode because we're all about the nickels and cents. We're all about the money. This is his empire. His empire in general. In fact, somebody tried to buy, I think last year, evaluated him and tried to buy some of his businesses, his empire off of him, and he was evaluated at $1 billion. MrBeast as a brand is $1 billion brand.
How many videos is he releasing like weekly? Are we thinking like a couple? Is it once a week?
He on his main channel has about 700 videos. So he's releasing weekly. He also has a deal right now with Amazon, and he's producing kind of a money Squid Games-esque challenge show, which is kind of where this whole thing's kicked off because a couple contestants came out who were a part of this video, this like challenge show. They came out against it because A, they felt unsafe, B, MrBeast and his production staff withheld their medication from them, and even went so far as to withhold their underwear. They were told to pack 5 pairs of clean underwear for a specific challenge on this show, and they never got it. And there were 1,000 contestants on this show. So a contingency of menstruating individuals came together to request their underwear back because they were menstruating. And the production staff apparently, allegedly, laughed at them. So that's kind of how this controversy kicked off.
Oh, I hate everything you just said. Oh my God.
We will stay tuned. This is my like Love Island. Watching MrBeast and looking at explainer videos, listening to internet culture and the chatter around him and his empire. This is what he stands to lose right now. There are so many controversies. We're not even going to get into it. But if we're going to just like scratch the surface, he has the FCC. He's under fire because of the FCC right now. He's got some allegations against pedophiles on staff. He has just a lot going on. So this 25-year-old with an estimated $1 billion empire has a lot to lose.
I mean, this man is smart, and his mom seems to be very smart too. So I'm like, who knows what trust, what offshore account shit they have going on with here. And I'm also just like, unfortunately, men very rarely face the consequences of their actions. But I am down to watch what happens with all of this because I had no idea that he was that massive and had that amount of wealth. No clue.
I'm honestly in shock. But I agree with Chantel. I'm like, he's going to figure, money, when you have that amount of money and you're a white male, there's so much you can do to get out of shit. So much. It's very easy, honestly. So we'll see. We'll all be, please, see. Devin, keep us in the loop. I honestly don't even know what to say. I am taken aback. I'm shocked. There's a lot of dismay over here in the valley where I live.
Not dismay. Dismay in the valley.
There's a lot of dismay in the valley right now.
Wow. Dismay in the valley. That's real.
Yeah.
That's an album.
Dismay in the Valley. Yeah. And that's the thing. I'm like, with all these episodes, right? I try to look and see, like, what are the takeaways? What can I take away that I can use in my own practices that can help me feel more wealthy, practice better, financial management, all these things. I'm like, this just feels outlandish. And honestly, I feel like he just has been working to figure out and poke holes where he could poke the holes to just make a little bit more money off of his viewers. And I think that him having such a large percentage of his audience being children has a lot to do with this, because in general, even when it comes to like Disney and like other businesses that cater to children, children and like finances through children, like from their parents in terms of entertainment and all these things, it can go really far. So like we said, he's very smart. My takeaway is not that I'm going to start targeting children in terms of like improving my financial status. That's not, I would want to walk away with some type of learning in that way, but no, that's not where I'm at. But it is kind of good to know just like how people are working the system. And like, for me, I personally have just been feeling like social media and YouTube landscape is just kind of, I don't want to say non-existent, because people are very much still making money from it, but it's just not as easy as it was 5 years ago. Yep. So, it is interesting to just figure out like the people who are doing it big, what are they doing? And is it okay? Is it not? When you start having to ask those questions, I feel like that's kind of when you're headed down a dark path.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I think is so rewarding for me in this MrBeast drama, and one of the reasons why I'm so obsessed with it, is because remember in our BuzzFeed days, remember in our Ladylike days, everyone was like, format. You have to have a repeatable format. And we were all like, wait, but we're just making content about what it's like to be a woman in these trying times. And I'm sorry there isn't a repeatable format, but the format is us. The format is the female or the female presenting experience. Okay. I'm laughing on my way to the bank because MrBeast went and created a completely repeatable format, and one that businesses and YouTube, the platform themselves, co-signed hard because it was charitable, because it made people and businesses look good. And so they co-signed it hard. And now it's blowing up in their face. And it's like, maybe people aren't formats. Maybe people are just people. Maybe content is just stories. Maybe it doesn't have to be a repeatable format just to get views and numbers.
It's interesting because as someone who is still in the content game as a director of content, formats are king, and formats have been what is getting us our success. But we actually are a philanthropic organization. We actually are a nonprofit, and it's how we do things is very different, but how I do the content strategy is a lot of formats, and there's a lot of success with it.
So yeah, that's one thing that just has not changed. Like, I feel like social media landscape, YouTube landscape, what YouTube values and what they pump up to the top of your algorithm, it's really remained the same.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing has really changed.
Chantel, to take a leaf out of MrBeast's book, you need to get 1 million chickens. Okay, you need to get you need to buy 5 turkeys, 100 Teslas.
Yes, you know what? I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that to the team because I think that's correct.
It's a great takeaway.
I have no notes.
Well, that's
Wow.
this episode of how much the X person made. We're nosy. We're nosy here on Money Honey. So more episodes like this are going to come down the pipeline. Let us know on our Instagram or on our TikToks, wherever you find us, what kind of episodes, what kind of celebrities do you want us to go digging around in? Because this is the kind of stuff that I love.
Yeah. No, this is tea. This is tea.
And until next time, you guys.
Bye.